Welcome back to our deep dive into the world of Lincoln Bicentennial 1-cent coins. A fascinating niche of numismatics where history, art, and scarcity converge. In 2009, the United States Mint issued a special series of pennies to celebrate the 200th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth and the 100th anniversary of the Lincoln cent's original design. Unlike most pennies that circulate casually, a handful of these bicentennial cents have achieved remarkable status among collectors due to their mint mark's condition and at times striking anomalies. Today we explore the top 3 most valuable Lincoln Bicentennial 1-cent coins, revealing what makes them extraordinary and how much they've realized in the competitive auction market. So let's get started. First up, the 2009 Lincoln Bicentennial 1-cent coin with a Denver mint mark, commonly referred to as the 2009 Lincoln Bicentennial Penny. In this video we'll explore not just what this coin is, but why it deserves attention from collectors, how its story fits into the broader Lincoln cent legacy, what makes certain examples rare and highly valued, and what its auction market trajectory tells us about the current state of numismatics. Whether you're an experienced collector, a beginner looking to build your collection, or someone who just found one in pocket change, to understand the significance of the 2009 Lincoln Bicentennial Penny, we must first revisit its historical roots. In 2009, the United States Mint issued a special series of Lincoln cents to commemorate 2 major milestones: the 200th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth and the 100th anniversary of the first Lincoln cent issued in 1909. Rather than a single design, the professional life Lincoln Bicentennial cent features a reverse design showing Abraham Lincoln seated on a log, reading a book, with the Illinois State Capitol building visible in the background. This imagery symbolizes education, law, and public service, core elements of Lincoln's professional journey. The inscriptions United States of America, 1 cent, and E pluribus unum are carefully integrated into the design, balancing modern engraving precision with classical symbolism. Each illustrating a stage in Lincoln's life: birth and early childhood, formative years, professional life, and presidency. These designs collectively tell the narrative of Lincoln's journey from humble beginnings to the highest office in the land. The 2009 coins were struck both at the Philadelphia and Denver mints in large quantities, with the Denver mint mark the D, identifying coins struck at that federal facility. The Lincoln Bicentennial series holds a special place in numismatic history because it was the first time a cent reverse changed in this way in a single year since the original introduction of the Lincoln design. Focusing on the 2009 Lincoln Bicentennial Penny, several features distinguish it from typical Lincoln cents. The obverse of the coin continues the familiar profile of Abraham Lincoln with the inscriptions, "In God We Trust, Liberty," the date, 2009, and the D mint mark denoting Denver. What truly sets this coin apart is the reverse design corresponding to the particular bicentennial theme. For example, the presidency design shows Lincoln Bicentennial 1 cent features a reverse design showing Abraham Lincoln seated on a log, reading a book, with the Illinois State Capitol building visible in the background. This imagery symbolizes education, law, and public service, core elements of Lincoln's professional journey. The inscriptions, "United States of America, 1 cent," and "E pluribus unum," are carefully integrated into the design, balancing modern engraving precision with classical symbolism. All 2009 bicentennial pennies are struck in a copper-plated zinc composition, 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper, a composition used for modern cents since 1982. However, certain special release versions like satin-finished coins from mint sets were struck on slightly different metal for collector appeal and enhanced fields. The variety in reverse designs and metal compositions adds layers of collectability and complexity to the series. When discussing rarity and collector demand, it's critical to start by acknowledging that most 2009 Lincoln Bicentennial pennies in circulation are not inherently rare and low-grade. Circulated coins often trade at or near face value. Nonetheless, scarcity begins to emerge in higher conditions and specific scenarios. Some design varieties from Denver have relatively lower mintages than their Philadelphia counterparts, and coins that retain exceptional surfaces and luster without contact marks are far less common in the market. Moreover, the 2009 series saw notable numismatic interest in error and variety coins such as doubled dies, off-center strikes, and missing plating, which can command substantial premiums relative to standard pieces. For example, high-grade certified examples of certain 2009 Denver issues have surfaced at reputable auctions with values far exceeding their face value, particularly when graded at MS 67 or better, which situates them well above the price for typical circulated examples. Market values for a 2009 Lincoln Bicentennial penny fluctuate considerably depending on condition, designation, and collector interest. Ordinary circulated coins, including those in fine condition, often trade around or just above face value because of the wide availability in that grade. However, in certified mint state and high grades, values can escalate. According to current price guides and auction records, Denver minted 2009 Bicentennial pennies graded MS65 might sell for single-digit to low double-digit dollar amounts, while coins graded MS67 and higher have historically reached $768,000 at auction. Some particular designs and mintages from this series, especially in outstanding condition with strong full red luster, have been documented at values up to several $1.4 million in top PCGS or NGC grades. These auction results demonstrate that while the typical penny is modestly priced, the upper tier of the market sees serious premiums for exceptional specimens that appeal to advanced collectors. For collectors aiming to maximize the potential value of a 2009 Lincoln Bicentennial penny, a few guidelines are essential. First, condition matters above all. Coins that retain their original red tonality and show minimal contact marks or wear will almost always achieve higher grades and command stronger auction prices. Professional grading by PCGS, NGC, or similar services provides objective certification that often unlocks market value that raw coins cannot achieve on their own. Additionally, examining your coin carefully for varieties and errors, even subtle double die features or misstrikes, can uncover hidden value not immediately apparent to the casual observer. Finally, collectors should monitor auction houses and coin collecting marketplaces regularly, since sale prices for similar coins provide the most current benchmark for determining market value. The 2009 Lincoln Bicentennial penny represents a compelling intersection of American history, numismatic design innovation, and market-driven collectability. While many examples in fine condition remain common and trade close to face value, the true rarity and value in this series emerge in specimens that display superior grade, intriguing varieties, or notable provenance. As auction records reflect, coins from this series that achieve outstanding condition can attract strong bidding and significant premiums, reinforcing why collectors remain interested in uncovering and preserving the best examples. Whether you're expanding a Lincoln cent set or seeking a valued investment piece, understanding the nuances of this coin's market potential will serve you well in the evolving world of coin collecting. Next up, the United States 2009 Lincoln Bicentennial penny with the D Mint mark, struck at the Denver Mint. While most people think of pennies as everyday loose change, this particular issue stands out because it was minted during a singular year of celebration: Abraham Lincoln's 200th birthday and the 100th anniversary of the Lincoln cent itself. We will explore the history behind the coin, the features that make it unique, why collectors pay close attention to it, what its current market values look like in dollars, and practical tips if you ever find one in your pocket change. Whether you are a seasoned numismatist or just getting started with coin collecting, the United States Mint issued a special series of pennies in 2009 to honor two milestones: the bicentennial of Abraham Lincoln's birth in 1809 and the centennial of his appearance on the 1-cent coin. Instead of a single reverse design, the Mint released 4 distinct reverse motifs, each symbolizing a stage of Lincoln's life: birth and early childhood in Kentucky, formative years in Indiana, professional life in Illinois, and the presidency in Washington, D.C. These designs replaced the long-standing Lincoln Memorial reverse seen from 1959 through 2008. The Denver Mint produced millions of these 2009 pennies, and each carries the D Mint mark below the date on the obverse, indicating its origin. At a time when the general public was still used to seeing uniform pennies in circulation year after year, the 2009 series stood out as a commemorative program that captured a piece of American history on a humble 1-cent coin. The obverse of the 2009 D penny uses the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln designed by Victor David Brenner, a motif that has graced the U.S. 1-cent denomination continuously since 1909. What makes the bicentennial issues truly distinctive are the 4 reverse designs mentioned earlier, each created by celebrated sculptors and engravers. For example, the presidency reverse shows Abraham Lincoln seated on a log, reading a book, with the Illinois State Capitol building visible in the background. This imagery symbolizes education, law, and public service, core elements of Lincoln's professional journey. The inscriptions, United States of America, 1 cent, and E pluribus unum, are carefully integrated into the design, balancing modern engraving precision with classical symbolism. These everyday circulating pieces are composed primarily of a zinc core with a thin copper plating exactly like regular pennies minted in that era, yet they stand apart visually and historically because of their narrative imagery and commemorative intent. While most examples you encounter will be in circulated condition, even that ware carries the story of circulation over time. The 2009 Lincoln Bicentennial pennies are rare in the strictest numismatic sense. Hundreds of millions were produced across the 4 designs, and most were released into everyday circulation. In fact, circulated specimens in typical condition are generally worth only face value, selling for about 1 cent on the open market. That said, because these coins were only minted for 1 year and feature 4 distinct designs, many collectors pursue complete sets, which raises demand above that of a standard penny that stayed unchanged for decades. For collectors, the story of 2009 and the significance of Lincoln's legacy fuel interest, particularly when coins are found in higher grade or with unusual characteristics. Error coins such as off-center strikes or doubling tend to draw more attention among specialist collectors, adding another dimension to demand beyond standard circulation pieces. When we talk about current market value, the vast majority of 2009 Lincoln Bicentennial pennies in circulated condition remain near face value, so a typical circulated coin without distinct eye appeal or errors will usually trade for around 1 cent to a few cents if sold to a dealer or collector. Prices rise when coins are in uncirculated or near mint state, and certified examples graded by reputable services like PCGS or NGC can fetch notably more. According to recent market guides, uncirculated Denver Mint Bicentennial pennies can range from $486,000 depending on the exact reverse type and grade, though these figures vary widely with market conditions and buyer interest. Rare error varieties or exceptionally high-grade coins, particularly those with strong red luster and minimal wear, can command premium price $1 million well beyond typical values, occasionally exceeding expectations among collectors and at auction. For collectors who want to evaluate or preserve their 2009 pennies, the first key step is grading the condition. Coins with stronger original color and sharp details, especially in uncirculated grades, are generally more sought after. Using a magnifying loupe or sending coins to a professional grading service can help determine if a coin might be worth more than face value. Second, watch for error coins such as off-center strikes, doubled dies, or unusual planchet variations. These error types often command higher prices even when the base type is common. Third, avoid aggressive cleaning or polishing, as improper cleaning can damage the coin and reduce its market value significantly. Keeping circulated examples in original condition is usually the best approach if you intend to sell or trade them in the future, as collectors prize unaltered surfaces. Finally, consider building sets by reverse design and grade, as complete 2009 bicentennial collections are often more appealing to buyers than single loose coins. The 2009 Lincoln Bicentennial penny with the mint mark represents a fascinating piece of modern American numismatics. While the vast majority of these coins in circulated condition remain worth only a cent or marginally more, their historical significance, unique reverse designs, and the potential for rare error or high-grade examples mean they deserve a second look when encountered in change. Whether you collect for historical interest, potential market value, or simply the joy of coin hunting, the 2009 Bicentennial series offers a compelling chapter in the long history of the Lincoln cent. Keep your eyes open, and you never know, one of these coins might be more than just pocket change. Next up, the United States 2009 Lincoln Bicentennial 1 cent professional life, struck at Philadelphia with no mint mark and presenting the fascinating story of Abraham Lincoln's professional journey. More than just pocket change, this coin embodies a moment when the United States Mint commemorated Lincoln's 200th birthday with a series of artistic designs celebrating his life stages. In the hands of collectors, this particular issue, especially in extra-fine condition, holds far more significance than its 1 cent face value, with some examples achieving impressive results at auction. Today, we'll unpack its history, features, rarity, market demand, and what you should know before seeking one for your own collection. In 2009, the United States Mint launched a special program to commemorate both the bicentennial of Abraham Lincoln's birth and the centennial of the Lincoln cent itself. Rather than a single design, the Mint issued 4 distinct reverse motifs, each representing a chapter of Lincoln's life. These included his birth and early childhood, formative years, professional life, and presidency. The professional life design, struck without a mint mark at the Philadelphia facility, depicts Lincoln at a pivotal phase his legal and political career in Illinois and serves as a tribute to his ascent from a frontier lawyer to national prominence. The coins were released into circulation on August 13, 2009, with rolls available directly from the mint for a collector price, ensuring widespread distribution, while also planting the seeds for future numismatic interest. The 2009 Professional Life Lincoln Bicentennial cent is immediately recognizable by its reverse design, a young Abraham Lincoln standing in front of the state capitol building in Springfield, Illinois, rendered in fine detail and symbolic of the decades he spent shaping his career as a lawyer and legislator. The obverse retains the familiar profile of Lincoln that has appeared on U.S. 1-cent pieces since 1909, framed with the inscriptions "I in God We Trust," "Liberty," and the date, 2009. Crafted from copper-plated zinc, the coin measures 19 millimeters in diameter and weighs approximately 2.5 grams, consistent with modern Lincoln cents. In extra fine grade, this coin shows only light wear on the highest points of the design while retaining much of its original texture and sharpness, making it highly desirable to collectors who value both historical context and physical quality. When assessing rarity, the Professional Life design falls into an interesting niche. A reported mintage of approximately 316 million pieces at Philadelphia represents a substantial number, yet within the broader narrative of bicentennial series issues, submissions for grading and long-term retention by collectors have been comparatively modest, especially against the backdrop of other 2009 releases. Certified submissions to major grading services like PCGS and NGC reflect fewer high-grade examples of this issue than some of its counterparts, which enhances its appeal among specialists who focus on condition-sensitive coins. While average circulated examples are common in pocket change, well-preserved pieces in extra fine and above are markedly less frequent, and the limited presence of certified superb examples has driven serious numismatic interest. The market spectrum for this coin varies widely based on condition and certification. Ordinary, circulated examples even in relatively pleasing state are often valued close to face value or slightly above in today's environment. However, the premium arises sharply as condition improves. According to market data, high-grade certified specimens, particularly those graded MS67RD or higher, have fetched significant numbers at auction, sometimes reaching prices well over typical retail estimates for modern cents. Auction records show that superb gem examples of related 2009 Lincoln Bicentennial issues have sold for over $538,000 or more, and specific Professional Life high grades have achieved strong bidder interest due to scarcity at those levels. More moderate yet still desirable certified grades such as MS67RD often command values in the $765,000, firmly demonstrating that collectors are willing to pay serious premiums for quality. It is important to note that raw extra fine coins always commanding as high prices as fully gem-grade examples can still fetch competitive prices when offered to the right audience, or presented with professional provenance at reputable numismatic auctions. For collectors interested in adding the Professional Life cent to their portfolios, attention to condition and authentication is paramount. First, aim for coins with minimal circulation marks, original luster when present, and strong strike definition. Such characteristics greatly influence grading outcomes and market interest. Submitting candidates for professional grading through services like PCGS and NGC can unlock substantially higher realized values at auction, especially for pieces that achieve grades of MS66 and above. When purchasing raw coins, scrutinize surfaces for even toning and avoid examples with heavy scratches or environmental damage, as these factors can depress both desirability and future resale value. Given the substantial number of these coins originally released into circulation, patience and selective acquisition rather than mass buying will yield a more refined and valuable collection over time. The 2009 Lincoln Bicentennial cent Professional Life, Philadelphia strike without mint mark, occupies a unique place in modern United States numismatics. Representing not just a chapter of Abraham Lincoln's life but also a pivotal commemorative initiative by the United States Mint, this coin transcends its humble 1-cent denomination when viewed through the lens of collectors and auction markets. While ordinary examples may circulate at face value, those preserved in extra fine and certified higher grades hold genuine rarity, and can realize impressive sums in competitive market venues. Whether you are a seasoned collector or a newcomer intrigued by the blend of history and investment potential, this coin stands as a testament to how thoughtful design, limited submission numbers, and collector demand can elevate a modern issue into a sought-after collectible. Thank you for watching, and as always, happy collecting! Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more rare coin stories and market updates.